So nice of you guys to check in again with me. I'm actually in my experimental greenhouse at the moment, which doesn't have too much in it, if I'm quite honest. But we are on about comfrey, obviously, so let me show you what I've done here. So just down here I planted this comfrey out from some root sections that I'd kind of managed to just dig out of the ground, and I'm kind of self-mulching using the comfrey plants themselves, and hopefully that'll break down and form a nice mulch into the soil. And next door to it over here, sorry, camera went a bit haywire. Next door to it over here, I've actually got what I'm trying to make, which will be a drip feeder, but a composting drip feeder, where we'll be able to put raw materials into the top and it'll break down, forming a usable compost over a period of time, but all of those nutrients will leach into the soil, and that's really what I'm looking for. But I haven't perfected this, so it's really just a trial at the moment. And over here, this is probably the only other section that I have got going up, and I use these little garlic slips that I managed to find, or actually little cloves of garlic I should say, that had begun sprouting in the kitchen. And what I did is I just planted them straight into the ground along with the ginger, and I've got a bit of turmeric over this side which hasn't cropped up yet, but it is only a week or so old. But if you want to see how to do that, please look at my other channel, which is Garden with ProGrow. It's a lot more focused around gardening tips and tricks as against, you know, comfrey. But back to the comfrey, which is the highlight. So this is basically the only guy that I've got here on the farm. But I'm gonna grow him. In fact, I'm gonna take some comfrey and I'm gonna be planting it into these guys over here. So I want to plant them into the eggshells, and I have done a video before on eggshells, not on this channel, on my other one, but the calcium in the eggshells break down into the roots, so it's available to the roots fairly quickly. And because we know comfrey loves a lot of nutrients and it can suck nutrients from deep down in the soil, I figured why not try to plant some root cuttings into these and then just see how they go. And I'll add it along with my, you know, all of my other seedlings and things which we're currently busy starting. So I'll take you guys down this side. This is a bit of a mess at the moment, but here's what we've got planted. A bit of cannabis down there which we're busy planting, some nasturtiums, green peppers which took a beating, some lavender, and then I've got a whole assortment here of just different vegetables which we will be harvesting come this year. We've put all the peas out and they will run up. We'll just string them up a bit, and I'm having more of these type boxes made, and then we'll be able to get planting. But the star of the show in this one is definitely the comfrey, and the reason I'm doing these little water bottle drip feeders is because I actually want to put some here next to the comfrey. So I want it to kind of feed towards the center here somewhere, but it'll go from the outside, and then all of that will just filter through over here. But I'm trying to get that it does a 2-liter drip in about an 8-hour period. I think that's probably going to be my ideal, but for now this is just running. I've only done this about 15 minutes ago, but I'm just going to see how long it takes for that to run out, and then I'll add some extra sponges and things in the bottom just to slow down the rate, maybe some newspaper, just slow down the rate. But yeah, I think that pretty much covers what I've been up to so far. I mean, it is only Monday, but it's been a pretty cool little experiment so far. But I'll show you guys what we do with those eggs next, and we'll get going from there. So what I did is I kind of filled these seed trays, well, egg planter seed trays. They always work pretty well, and I filled them with my seed starter mix, which is a blend of 1 part compost to 1 part perlite and 1 part cocoa peat with a bit of topsoil, and that always seems to do the trick for me. So I know this is quite a new plant, but I just want to see what we can, if we can get anything out of it. That's the next question. But I know they start from the smallest little sections of root. We can actually get one started, so I know I'll probably disrupt this guy, but I need his help. So help he will give me. Okay, so see, I've got a little section. See, this is why being prepared is always key. Although we never tend to listen to our own rules. I think it's just the main taproot. It's left. Oh, let's just pull this whole thing out. I'm going to plant him back in. How's that? Hey, would you look at that? That just came out whole. That's on the taproot. How's that? That's brilliant. Absolutely awesome. Okay, cool. So that means I've got, there we go, I've managed to get one little guy. Cool. Got one guy so far. Very happy. There's another little guy. Another little segment. Yeah, that's working out pretty good so far. Another little segment. So I did prune them right back as well, because I didn't want any of the old leaves to really get in my way. I think I'm gonna cut him off. Yeah, be an interesting exercise to see if these grow, because you can propagate properly from here. It actually just gives you such an awesome platform to really start growing from. Because I mean, if we can get from this little half plant that we took out last week, if we can get another 6-7 plants off of this, plus this is a whole new plant, plus I think we're really doing well then, you know. So here's this other segment that we have to plant. I'm just going to strip off some of this. Now I've got a 50-50 blend here with compost and topsoil, and I mixed in another 1/3 of our fine screen compost. And for those of you that don't follow my other page, you know, we are, first and foremost, we composters, and yeah, here's our compost. I mean, that's what our compost looks like. It's a really awesome product. You know, it's sold pretty much all over our city. People really have had some great results. So it goes through a 5mm screen. It's a 30% manure based compost, but I do obviously want to experiment and play around a lot more than just what we have. So I was thinking of doing a compost out of just comfrey leaves because of their nutrient value, and then mixing in some of our manure and maybe some ground coffee. I don't know what your guys' thoughts are on that, but I don't know, I thought that would be quite an interesting type of blend. Let's just add some of these mulch leaves back. We'll see if anything grows. It'd be pretty cool if it does. Sorry guys, I got a phone call there. I don't know if you guys can see through this greenhouse, but that's Vuvu. He's an Argentinian dogo. Looks like a horse. He's such a monster of a thing. Anyway, we get back to planting what we said we were going to, and just hope for the best on these ones. I've only got 6 eggshells, and I'm just going to put all of these things in and hope that hey, even if we only get one, it's more than we had before, right? So any little bit counts. Let me go and put some more of that potting mix in, and then I think we're done. Add some water and we're good to go. Next time you guys check in with me, I'm hoping that some of these will have shot up a bit more and sprouted, and you know, I will take you guys back to my place where I planted out all of that other comfrey, and it's all actually grown new shoots now. Some of them are decent size already, and it's a little over a week ago. It was last week Saturday, so call it 9 days, but they're really growing well, and I'm quite impressed so far. So I don't see why we wouldn't have a whole boatload of comfrey this year. But so I just want to get a shot of you guys. This guy over here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to just have him in pure water, so just H2O. It's going to be a drip feed here. This is the comfrey plant that is substantially larger than what that one is. So in that drip feeder over there, I'm going to use compost and some vegetable and table scraps, and I'll see how the breakdown of that affects this little shoot over here, and see if it can surpass this one just with the use of nutrients. From me guys, I'm hoping we learned something from this exercise and that something grows, and hopefully we'll see you guys on my next video. Don't forget to subscribe if you want to follow this journey with me, learning about this beautiful plant which we call comfrey.